So I thought I'd have a little break from climbing trees, picking avos. I've picked a fair bit, but I just want to have a little break, a smoky pokey, and just have a walk around the bottom fields here, just to make sure I can't see any signs of people want to come through. It's late Sunday afternoon. It's a vulnerable time for the farm. Look at these, they're beautiful. Yeah, big and beautiful. Try and focus there. Yeah, I got quite a few of these in this tree. So yeah, anyway, maybe I should give a bit of a rundown of this farm and its history. My grandfather started this farm in 1969. We called it after the French helicopter, the Alouette. He just decided he wanted to farm avocados and peaches and table grapes, and so all these trees are a remnant of his hard work and what he did. Now I've left the UK. I had enough of the weather over there. I didn't enjoy the lifestyle anymore. I wasn't feeling all that happy anymore in the UK, and I decided it was time to come back and take over the family farm, to which I have. Let me get a bit of better light here. To which I have. I gave up wedding photography. I had enough of doing that, people pleasing, and I just felt like the farm was a beautiful spot for me to reconnect with myself. I'd abandoned myself for way too long for the sake of others and business and money and whatnot, that it was time to sever that. And so I did. It was quite an intense decision at the time. Any case, I knew nothing about farming. I did work in the bush. I did do anti-poaching before I went to the UK, so I've always enjoyed the outdoors, wildlife, nature, where the photography was born, to be fair. I did so yeah, anyway, I did all of that nonsense, and then I decided I needed to make some money in my life, and you know, my background in photography kind of put me in good stead. When I got to the UK, I got qualified personal training, advising in nutrition, and I did that for a few years. Once again, service industry, people pleasing, and I got fed up of that, and little did I know it was the people pleasing that was killing me. And lo and behold, I jump into wedding photography, where it's even more exaggerated. However, the money was good, which kept me doing it until just around about COVID time. It all kind of happened at once. Broke my back. My ex and I decided to go separate ways. It was a long relationship, 11 years. I found myself in dire straits and a bit of a slump, a midlife crisis, in all honesty, in my life, and I needed to make some radical changes, and it came with some big decisions, and to which I made, and I decided that was it. It was time to come back to a dilapidated farm that had just been sitting here doing nothing. Gosh, it was bad. Everything, all the trees were seriously overgrown. There were no avocados, barring 4 trees that were producing, and even they weren't producing all that well. And so I thought, what am I going to do in the farm here in South Africa? I don't want to get back into wedding photography. There's very few jobs in this country. It's rated as one of the worst countries. I know it's actually rated the worst country for unemployment. I didn't want to work for someone. I've always been self-sufficient. I decided, you know what, it's right here in front of me. Why don't I take over and really do something with this? And so, because of the nutritional background, the personal training, I felt like it kind of married up with that part of my history, to go down an organic route. I started doing the organic route. Then straight after I'd managed to do the hard prune on this whole property. That was a big job, a huge job, I promise you. That took months to complete, and of course I never got any fruit that year. The trees were recovering. I needed to stress the trees, get their asses into gear and work, and I have, yeah, I did that. after that I decided that it was time to start researching organic methods of farming. I did that. I'm not going to go into all the details, and I implemented those methods to this farm. This year is the first year where every tree has produced avocados. Some have not produced high yield, but for me it's a sign that it's wanting to try. For the majority of it, it's all been high yield, and so I'm reaping the benefits of the hard work from a few years ago. And so really the idea is to just start adding to the farm, and so anyone that's buying and supporting this farm, your money is going into adding to this place. I have 40 peach trees coming in spring. I want to be starting the table grapes again. I want to go back to what my grandfather was doing, and that's essentially the driving force behind what I'm doing. So he's up there somewhere. I'm sure he's proud of me taking the reins on this property and doing well with it. It's been a lot of work. It's been a journey of self-discovery for myself, in a sense. Working with the farm, the trees, nature, my dogs alongside me. No social circle. I don't know anyone. My life was in the UK. It really just gave me the solitude to look, towards myself again, and reconnect with myself. I'm not an airy fairy guy. I'm no tree hugger. Well, probably I am a tree hugger now because I look after these trees a lot. But I'm not religious at all. I can't stand religion. And I know they call it a spiritual awakening, but that's also airy fairy to me as well. I just think that the farm helped me find my authenticity again, the part of me that I'd abandoned for everything else. Money, dreams that never came true, relationships that weren't healthy, a life I wasn't enjoying but tried to grit my way through it. I eventually found out that I did not know who I was. And being here on the farm, working with the trees, and like everything I've said, inspired me to write a book, and the book is called Who Are You? When the book is finished, I will be looking for publishing. You guys go and support that if you want. Whether it's successful or not, I don't really care. I started writing that book as a bit of a memoir to myself. When I'm an old boy one day, that I could look back and just reflect on life through that book. So essentially, I guess it's called a journal, right, to myself. And so the farm has done that for me. The solitude has done that for me. The dogs have done that for me. To start learning to ask really important questions in life, and I couldn't have done it without making the first decision, which was to leave an environment that wasn't conducive to me growing as a person any further. So I had to cut quite a few ties with people, with life over there, and start over. And what a better place to start over, right? I love it. I absolutely love it. Where I go forward, where I go in the future with this, I don't really know. One of the things that I've realized in my journey with all of this is to stop planning so far ahead. That's what caught me in England. I was sinking so far along into the horizon that I didn't account for external factors to derail my efforts. And I don't want to make that same mistake again. I've learned one thing in life is that you need to embrace obstacles. There's a hell of a lot of lessons in obstacles. Lessons that aren't nice, but vital regardless. And you have to be open to asking the right questions around that as to what it is that you need to start paying attention to. So the farm has given me that opportunity to ask the right questions and to listen to my intuition a lot more with outside influence. So the solitude has been healthy. So going forward, all I really want to do is just add more to the farm. I have ideas that I'm not putting all my hopes onto. I'd love to have like a little organic pizza restaurant with the produce being produced from the farm. I want picnics under the trees. I want fitness boot camps in the bottom field. I want a lot of things that are conducive to the way people should reconnect with nature. That's what I needed. I needed to reconnect with nature, and I think society in the world this day and age is, has totally detached from nature, and that's why the world's sick. It's a very unhappy place, and so the piece that I've got here, I protect with ferocity. I came through very hard lessons in life, and so I protect it with everything I've got. I'm very selective of who comes into my life. People influence and they have the potential to derail the hard work you put into things, and so I'm very selective. I want people that align with the same ethos in life, keeping things simple, keeping nature at your core. It keeps me grounded, and I would like to incorporate people who have the same like-minded approach to life, where nature is at core of everything that we do. So yeah, a bit of a in-depth run through of my life. Maybe it's cringe, I don't know. Just felt like, I've got this YouTube channel and I want to grow it, and it means I need to start putting a bit more of me into it. I know the dogs are there. I love my dogs, and I guess I do that for the shorts. Apparently that's a strategy on YouTube, is do all of these shorts, put it out there, and wish and hope for subscribers. Seems a bit false to me, but apparently that's how it's done. I'd like to be a bit more variable with the things I do, and it is about the dogs, it is about the farm, it is about me, it is about the book, it's about the life here, and so it should encapsulate all those things, my YouTube videos. So if you subscribe, I appreciate it. I'd like to do this organically, and I'd like to do it with people who want to subscribe, who want to follow the journey and what I get up to. I know these platforms are a place where you can be judged heavily. I will say it straight, I am new to farming, but I have a thirst for knowledge, and so if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to admit it. I don't know everything, but what I do know is that we have technologies such as artificial intelligence that provide a knowledge base that we've never had before, and if it's there, I'd like to use that to my advantage to be a better farmer, a responsible farmer, and one that builds around my community, and that's the way I'd like to approach this. So any of you who do like and subscribe, it sounds so cringe saying that, I'd appreciate it, I really would, so that I can spread the word of reconnecting with nature. Like I'll reiterate, I'm not the airy fairy type. I'm not the guy that's gonna throw down crystals and incense and Zen gardens or anything like that. I'm just down to earth David, the other guy. That's it, who's trying his best to make a bit of peace in heaven for himself and his community. So go easy on me, please. Go very easy on me. If you judge me, to be fair, I don't give a shit. I want good people around on this channel, so I want you guys to enjoy the journey, for those who subscribe, and for those who don't, maybe one day you'll change your mind. But anyway, that's enough about the sentimental aspects of this farm, my life, where I'm going with it. I want to do my grandfather proud. I want to do myself proud. I want to do my dogs proud. I want to do my community proud, and I want to give these trees the life they deserved on this farm. They've still got a lot of years in them. I will be bringing new trees, but for now, let them do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, give the community a lot of good, healthy food. Anyway, that's me done. Have a guy out.